Welcome to the latest Motley Fool Scoreboard. I'm on in Chocolate Balloon. We've got longtime fools Toby Bordelon and Rick Menares giving a 1 to 10 rating to a top 200 stock in the primary Hidden Gems database. It's Micron Technology, ticker symbol MU. We'll talk about the strength of Micron's business first, including factors like industry and competition. A 10 is invincible, a 1 is hopeless. Rick's got a 7. Toby, you've got an 8.
Yeah, this business is hot right now because AI and data centers are hot, and that's driving a supply crunch in the memory market. Micron, right place, right time. That is great for them. They're in a good position since they're on a ton of competitors in the memory space. The barriers to entry are relatively significant here. Still, at the end of the day, the product seems to be kind of a commodity, and their pricing power really is an artifact of limited supply. So when demand's high, great, they have pricing power. Demand starts to drop off a little bit, suddenly that pricing power goes away, and that's what keeps it from going higher here.
Yeah, so memory and storage solutions have never been more popular than they are right now. It's no longer just about your computer, camera, or gaming device. It's in your phone, your car, your smart home. It's in the data centers, serving as the backbone to the AI revolution. There are a growing number of applications in the industrial space for these memory and storage solutions. Micron isn't alone here, of course, but with $42 billion in trailing 12-month revenue, it has economies of scale. The fact that it's based in Boise, Idaho, scores a few spud points for me. I went with a 7.
For management, a 10 is Warren Buffett, a 1 is Homer Simpson. Both of you have 8s, Toby.
Yeah, I'm going to give credit where credit is due here. Look, this isn't the hardest business in the world to run, I don't think. But the cyclicality can be challenging. And CEO Sanjay Mehrotra has done a great job handling that, positioning Micron to succeed. He's an expert in this field. He knows what he's doing, and you can't argue with the returns we've seen under his tenure.
Yeah, so CEO Mehrotra is not a chip off the old block. He is the old block. He's been in the business since the 1980s as a co-founder of SanDisk before coming over to head Micron in the springtime of 2017. There's no meh in Mehrotra. The stock is a 15-bagger in his nearly 9 years at the helm. That's a great job.
Right on. For financials, a 10 is a fortress, a 1 is yikes. Rick's at a 6. Toby, you're at a 7.
Yeah, revenue's up big right now. Margins are getting better. They put up record free cash flow in the last quarter. But that's a function of where we are in the cycle. And I would not assume that that's necessarily a steady state of what we're seeing here. There is massive capex involved in this business. They've done a good job of managing the balance sheet so Micron can ride out the cycle. But there is risk given the cyclicality of the business.
Yeah, so I'm at a 6. In the same 9 years that the stock has soared 15-fold under Mehrotra, revenue has only tripled. The real secret sauce here has been improving its margins and profitability, and also its outlook for the new normal. It's also fair to say that Micron cyclicality is exhaling stronger during the booms in recent years. There are still ups and downs, but Micron has posted double-digit revenue growth in 4 of the last 5 fiscal years. It has a little more cash than long-term balance sheet, so it's built for a roller coaster ride, but buckle up, though.
All right, Rick, let's move on to valuation. How well will Micron stock do over the next 5 years, and how safe is it? 10's a sure thing, 1's a lottery ticket.
Yeah, so I went 5 to 10% on the 5-year return, a safety score of 6. The valuation might appear a bit stretched here, but with the shares quadrupling over the past year, you have to stop looking at the rearview mirror, meet the windshield. Profit targets for the next 2 years have more than doubled in just the last few months. Micron is trading for almost 40 times trailing earnings, but just 12 times forward earnings and 10 times fiscal 2027's net income. I can't go much higher than a 6 for safety since these low valuations go out the window, or a cracked windshield, if you will, in the next cyclical downturn, and there will be a next cyclical downturn.
Yeah, I went with 10 to 15% here. I think on the lower end of that. I wanted to go even higher than, but I just can't for the reasons Rick's talking about. There's a lot of optimism built in. I don't think this is sustainable. Now, the flip side of going higher than Rick on returns is I'm a little bit lower than him on safety. I'm coming in at a 5. It's hard to say this is safe when it really does look like they're riding an unsustainable high right now. The business is not at risk, right? I mean, Micron's not going anywhere. They make a very necessary product. But shareholders might be at risk in the short term. Long term, I think market-beating returns are likely, but it would not surprise me at all to see the stock get hit hard in the short term when the cycle changes.
Thanks to both Toby and to Rick. They've given Micron a decent overall score of 6.8 out of 10. As a top it, Rick prefers Pure Storage. Look out for a new scoreboard every market day at 7 p.m. Eastern. Next up is Seagate Technology. Till then, Fool on.
1977 is the last year that it snowed in Miami. So if you wanted to go that far back, and no one saw it. It happened overnight. It was like it didn't even like fully land. But I remember that day at school. We had no such thing as a snow day, so we were all at school. We're all looking outside the window. Oh, it's gonna snow. It was like 40, 50 degrees at that point. It was not gonna snow, but yeah.